We had a 7-year customer just email me yesterday, and she said, "Hey, I'm going to go with someone else this year. I've always enjoyed doing business with you. Thank you very much, blah, blah, blah." I don't even have to ask her. I know the situation. It was one of these weekend warriors that came in. He did his little door hanger deal, and I guarantee you it was for a cheaper price. We've never had an issue. She's never had a complaint. She's been a great customer for a very long time. But at the same time, there's still just the loyalty is hard, So
It is.
I'm not mad at that weekend warrior. That's how I started, right? I mean, that's how most of us start anyway. So I'm not mad. I get it. But the whole point of everything is if everybody can start getting at least in the same ballpark, right? Because
Right.
if this guy came in, even if this guy came in and he took it from you for $45, that right there, that's at least 2 years worth of price increases that he started out ahead than at $40.
Correct. Correct. And, I like, you sound a lot like me and in relation to that, Justin, seriously, that I'm not mad at the person that got the account. I'm not going to say, oh, he stole that account. No, he didn't
Right.
steal the account. He priced it what he thought was right,
Yep.
and maybe it might be close to right. I don't know for him, I mean,
True, because everybody operates different. Everybody has different overhead margins.
right. That's right. But I just hate to see our industry, year after year after year, it seems like, and, you see a lot of posts on social media about the same thing that, you know, guys talk about, man, I had that yard 5 years ago or that property 10 years ago, and guys are doing it less now than were then when we had it,
Right.
and
Well, and part of you kind of wants to, like, at least, I don't know about you, at least part of me wants to reach out to that guy and be like, "Hey, buddy, you know, you more or less stole this from a buddy of mine, but I want to let you know how much money you're leaving on the table, like
yeah,
for an education experience. Like, hey,
that's
learn this lesson now so you don't have to struggle with it for the next couple of years."
That's right, and at least know that, hey, next year. Well, I say next year, but not all guys are using service contracts like we do. But
Right.
at least next year in my world or whatever, he knows that, hey, if I left $18 out there, let's just look at this yard I'm talking about. Could be the
Yeah.
gap could be anything, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I know next year I don't have to, first of all, be scared to have an increase, number one. But secondly, I could easily split the difference. I could go to 50 on that yard, which they would never
Well,
do anyway, but
right. Right. No, and they won't. But if they could just see and learn that lesson, because honestly, our season is an average of 26 cuts per season, right? $18 at 26 is what, 468. So it's almost $500 over the course of the season. This guy left on the table.
yep,
That's a pretty good sized blower if you need to go
yep,
buy a replacement backpack blower.
absolutely. And I use a very similar analogy, just exactly like that, Justin, when I talk about that in my bidding seminars that I do and webinars, that it doesn't sound like a big deal, but you take that 468 and let's say a guy's doing 50 customers, that's all of a sudden $25,000 or something that's
Uh
left
huh.
out there on the table. And
Uh
then
huh.
now let's go to December 30th or January 15th when we're a little bit hungry because it hadn't snowed. How
Yep.
nice would that $25,000 be right now?
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
so, and it took me a long time to get that kind of mindset. It really did.
Oh, I agree. I agree. It has taken me several years to finally start wrapping my head, because when you first start out, you hear advice, you get advice, unsolicited or not, and you shrug it off like, "Oh no, I'm fine." I thought I was doing good, $25 a yard. We were doing 20, 30 yards after work each week. I
Yeah.
thought I was doing good. That cash looked real great and stuffed in my pocket, that kind of thing. Well, I didn't realize I didn't know any of my numbers, of course, so, but then now hindsight being 2020, you look back, like, golly, how much time did I waste and how much money did I leave on the table?
That's it. That's it. And that's my story too. I tell people all the time. I went 9 years. The
Yeah.
first 9 years I was in business, I had no idea why I charged what I charged, other than
Hmm.
I thought I was being competitive. I was I looked at my competition and said, well, they're charging this and they're charging this. I'll get in the middle. And we just got to be this is going to come out wrong, Justin. I swear it is. It's going to come out wrong, but I don't.
No, it's not, because you mean it with your heart, so therefore it won't.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. We just got to be a smarter industry. I mean, we have just got to be, and a lot of us start like you did and I did. We start out, hey, I call it a real job when we're doing something else and mowing at night and on weekends or whatever, and we got that paycheck mentality, I call it. Where that paycheck's taking care of most of our expenses, and so we're taking that money, right? That we're going out and mowing 5, 6, 7, 8 yards based on their size after work. That's pretty good. We're like, man, that's good extra money, But then when that builds up and we think I'm going to quit my job and do this full time, all of a sudden those numbers don't work like they used to.
No, they don't add the same way, do they?
No, that calculator just seems to be malfunctioning or something.
Yeah, it's off a little bit.
Yeah, but anyway.